What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and this video I want to talk about the Crash Bandicoot voice actors working on a fun new project and what that could be. So, very, very exciting. I believe this is actually kind of new. Maybe it came out just yesterday, but basically, it's the voices of Crash and it's the voice of Neo Cortex. So it's not just Crash, it's not just Neo. Obviously, they could have done other games in the past that are not Crash related, which I think is a very high possibility. But the fact that they're both working on the same game, and they did give a little tease as to if it could be Crash or could not be, and I'll read that out to you guys in a second. So I want to talk about what that could mean, what game it is, who it could be coming from, all that good stuff, okay? Firstly, before I get too far in, thank you. This is the first video I'm recording that I know that I have 50,000 subscribers, so thank you guys so much for getting us to that goal. Make sure you're still subscribed, bell icon, all that good stuff, but I really, really appreciate all you guys sticking with me. Also, if you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, Podcast Now Plus is its name. Link for it is in the description below. Would love to have you guys over there as well. Okay, so, I said most of it already. Scott White, I don't know if that's for sure how you say his last name, but he's the voice actor for Crash, and then Lex Lang is the voice actor for Neo Cortex. And they both said they're very busy working on a fun new project. And then the voice for Crash was having a bit of fun teasing his audience in a video call, saying this one is not another Crash game, or is it? And that's pretty much it. So here's what I want to believe. That's all we have. That's all we have. There's not a lot to go off of. But what I would like to believe is that, remember the rumors of the Crash PvP game? There was like Crash Worlds, which I think that eventually turned into what would be Crash 4, right? There was a lot of rumors of a new Crash game after Crash 4, the next Crash Bandicoot game, that would be a lot like Crash Bash, which if you guys know me and you may have seen my other videos, I've been a petitioner for Crash Bash for years. Okay, I try to make like an annual video every like 6 to 12 months talking about how we need Crash Bash. But it's my favorite Crash game. Don't judge. But it's my favorite Crash game. I'd love to see a remake of it. I know it's not on everybody's priority list for a remake, but I love the game a lot. And more than anything, I think I see a possibility for a multiplayer game. Look at Crash Team Racing, right? In this modern age, okay? But the rumor is whatever the next Crash game is would be a lot like Crash Bash. It's not a remake of it. It's not even necessarily going to use the same mini games that Crash Bash had, but it's a online, it's a player versus player game where you'd play, with you and then a bunch of your friends, and you'd be doing these kind of mini games. Again, what it would be would have a story mode attached. Well, Crash Bash technically had a story mode attached to it as well. One of the better story modes, if I do say so myself. But so that's kind of the point. I want to believe we can put 2 and 2 together. Yes, it could be any game. Okay, I know, and I will be flat honest with you guys. I did not do the research to know what these two have done beyond Crash and Neo. Have they done other games together that are non-Crash related? Is it possible? Yes. Is it likely that it's just a Crash game though? Yeah. Honestly, if Activision wasn't idiotic for the most part, I would have a lot more confidence and it would be a Crash game. But remember what we know about Activision recently, Toys for Bob, makers of Crash 4, they were moved to help basically Call of Duty. Actually, what we've heard from rumors is that every Activision studio, now again, that doesn't include like Blizzard, because technically Blizzard is somewhat separate, they're all working in some form on Call of Duty, whether it's Warzone, whether it's the next Call of Duty. Every single studio, even if they don't have experience working on Call of Duty, even if they don't have experience working on online games, which by the way, Toys for Bob is one of those studios that has no experience with any of that stuff, they are working on Call of Duty. I think that's because there's been a lot of rumors that Call of Duty's an absolute mess. There's a lot of problems with it, but obviously they're trying to get a new COD game out this fall. So what I would like to believe is that they may also have a Crash game on like the back burner that they started working on, that they were told to move off of so they could work on Call of Duty, and then when they're done with Call of Duty, they're allowed to move back to whatever they were doing. It's obviously not sustainable for Activision, and I think they understand this. It's not sustainable for Activision at all to have every single studio they own work on Call of Duty nonstop. I think this is only a very short-term goal to get Call of Duty done, because obviously it's very important to them. And then once that's done, basically they say, okay, well, every studio was brought together, now disband and go back and make whatever you were making. And at the same time, doesn't have to be an owned studio from Activision. It very well could be just a random other studio they made a deal with to make another Crash game. So again, there's obviously options. Twinsanity, I know a lot of people want a Twinsanity, remake. I would like Crash Bash, but again, the PvP game is basically Crash Bash. So let me say this: I'll settle it once and for all. I'd be fine if they give me a PvP game that's very reminiscent of Crash Bash, but more modern, better. I mean, I'm not like an idiot. I know that game was one of the least well-received games. I guess one of the worst received games that Crash has ever gotten. Okay, I get that. So I'm not dumb to that, but I do think that if you did a modern version to it, I think a remake would be fine personally. But if you did a brand new game from the ground up, but with having, again, like a player versus player, like a four-person maybe an all thing in mind, I think you do something really, really special. I think the whole Crash Worlds thing idea was that it would be kind of part Crash Bash, part just a Crash game, like a story, part team racing, like it would have racing elements to it. I do think we'll get another racing game, by the way. I really have no doubt about it. So hopefully, again, these two are teasing a Crash game. I really think so. I don't really understand why not. Crash 4 did sell better than people kind of made it out to be. It didn't sell insanely well, but it did sell like pretty darn decent. Crash, I think, is still a very, very powerful brand, and I think Toys for Bob specifically did an absolutely insane job making it, like in a good way. So hopefully they can make more, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see what Activision is actually up to. I'd like to see them do some sort of these. They're not going, from what I believe, they're not going to E3. So I'd like to see them do their own kind of conference on the side, much like an EA Play or maybe Sony when they do their thing. I'd like to see Activision do one of their own, but we'll have to see. Let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think it's a new Crash game? Do you think it's that PvP game, a Crash Bash thing, or something completely outside the Crash realm? Let me know. Again, make sure, obviously, we're at 50, but let's, 75K is the next, obviously, major milestone. I'm not going to push it that hard, but make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. Leave a like if you guys want to sub to my second channel. Podcast Now Plus is its name. Links in the description below. Thank you all so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.